Okay, guys, Mr. Catlin here with number 6 on your study guide. We're going to look at this equation. It says y equals 2x plus 1 represents a line in which the slope is 2 blank and the y-intercept is 1. Alright, well, the slope is 2. I think is what that means to say because you've got a 2 here in front of the x. But we're not going to worry about that. Let's just worry about the equation and determining, oh, the equation is not there. There's a 1 in it, so I guess I should include that. Okay, the equation there, and determining whether it's proportional or not. So if you want to know if an equation is proportional or not, you can check it out real quick. X, Y, make a little XY table here. So you got the equation y equals 2x plus 1. You can pick a couple of ordered pairs. Pick some random x's, like say 2, if x is 2. So if x is replaced and substituted with the number 2, what does y equal? Well, 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 equals 5. So whenever x is 2, y is 5. And I'd pick one more just to kind of prove the point here. What about when x is 4? Well, if I would have put a 4 there, 2 times 4 is 8, plus 1 is 9. Y would be 9. If I look at these two numbers, I can determine if it's proportional or not by just taking the y to x ratio and see if it's constant. Well, 5 divided by 2, y divided by x, is actually equal to 2.5, or 2.5 when I divide it out. Now, 9 divided by 4, 9 over 4, 4 will go into that 2 whole times with 1 left over. So this actually turns out to be 2.25. These are not the same, so this is not proportional. I know that it's not proportional for a couple of reasons, and I'll give you a few of them that I know of. The first is that if I was to graph this, and I'm not going to show that, but if I was to graph it, it would not go through the origin, because if x was 0, y should be 0 if it goes through the origin, right? Well, if x was 0, and I put 0 in x's place, 0 times 2 is 0, plus 1, y would be 1. And so that proves it doesn't go through the origin. So there's another reason why. It's not proportion, so it doesn't go through the origin. And another reason why it's not proportional, doesn't go through origin. Now, another reason why it's not proportional is because all of its xy pairs are not equivalent. Okay, so you could say that x to y ratios are not equal. And another dead giveaway that I've talked to my students about is that there is a plus sign in the equation. If you ever have addition in your equation, it's not going to go through the origin as long as that addition is of a number that's non-zero. So addition, subtraction, exponents, those are like key giveaways that it's not going to be proportional. But this is why it's not, is because it's not, y to x ratio is not equivalent, doesn't go through the origin when you graph it. 0, 0 is not a point. So those are all the reasons. I hope you guys do well on this one. Study it up, know how to look at an equation and tell whether it's proportional or not, and be able to explain or show. Notice I showed it with my table and my equation. You can't just say because there's a plus sign. You need to have a reason of why it's not proportional.